All right, I might be a couple minutes early or a couple seconds early, whatever, but I'm going to start. You all got this email from me today, and I'm going to go over it in just a minute. Before I do, I want to mention that there's 2 or 3 of you in the class. If you go out to the grade book, you're in danger of not passing the class. All right, if you're if you're not sure whether or not you fall into that, go out to Inside Rankin and look at your grades in the grade book. There's 1 or 2 that I've gotten in the last day or two that I haven't had a chance to look at, but most everything that's in there has been graded. Even if you're behind on something and you turn it in, you'll get pretty much full credit for it. All right, we've been told to do that. All right, so that's the first thing. You got an email from me if you have not yet turned in the balsamic assignments, and there's 2 of you who have not. You got an email from me if you have not yet turned in the Unit 4 labs, that mock form, the rock, paper, scissors, and the currency converter. There's 2 or 3 of you, all right, who have not turned that in, okay? Now, couple things. First, I talked to you about this before. I showed you this before. I don't want anybody to fail this class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make it easier, hopefully, for you to not fail this class. On your screen, and you were given the URL for this, but on this, well, it's not going to be on the screen right now until I put it on there. So hopefully what you see on the screen right now is a Word document that's that Idiot's Guide to Android Recycler View, Part 1. You were given the URLs for both Part 1 and Part 2. It's a very small project. You basically create a recycler view, you set up a couple things, and you put in a toast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make that an assignment. You can probably literally finish it in a half an hour. I'm going to give you 25 points if it works, and I want you to add comments. Not just copy the comments that the authors put in there, but add your own comments. And that's worth 25 points. When does that due? As soon as you can get it into me. But that's 50 points. So if you're hard up for points or whatever, that should help you get a few of them back. All right. Next thing, what I did, just so you're aware of this, hold on a second. That isn't it. Well, make a long story short, what I did was I went out to and added the rest of the code yesterday for the extended assignment for, or the resume app. Now, that's the good news. The other good news is it runs. The bad news is it blows up upon its run. Okay, but just so you're aware of this, if you do go out to GitHub, I made it public. If you go out there, you can have the project. I'm going to work on it this weekend and try to figure out why it's blowing up. I'm going to show you what I did in just a couple minutes in the project and what I added. All right. Now, next Monday when you come in here, it'll be lab all period. Tuesday, coming up, the 7th, will be your next hands-on test. You're going to ask to create a project that has a recycler view in it, and I'm going to ask that you add some of your own styles, themes, and colors and or material design to it. It's not going to be that different from the one that I gave you, where I put in the pictures and the names of all the languages that we learn in the program here. You all got that. And if you say, no, I don't, it's right here. So you can use that basically as you get started working on your test next week. All right. So let's see. Now, I know you can't see this, but if I go out to my GitHub right now, it does say there are 7 commits, because I put another one in there where I added a bunch of customized stuff. So what I want to do is I want to go and spend a few minutes going over that with you, and I want to show you everything that is in here. Again, you will have all of it, and if I do get it to run by Monday, and my hope is that I do, but if I do get it to run by Monday, then what I plan on doing is putting the link out to that. All right, that will be part of your next assignment. What do you mean that's part of your next assignment? What I'm going to want you to do is to change this. The colors and the like on it are really ugly, but I want you to change it, and I want it, A, to reflect your resume, and B, that the colors, styles, etc., look nice, look professional. Now, you're all smart enough to realize this, but this coronavirus, it sounds like it may last literally till the end of 2020. It may or it may not. All right. But the point is, if you want to be out looking for a job, you're not going to be out looking for a job. And that wasn't meant to be funny. But if there are any jobs out there that you happen to see, all right, you'd be able to take this app and make it available to people. All right. What I am hoping to do is to get this fixed. Then on Monday of next week, as we said, it's a lab. Tuesday is a hands-on. Wednesday, we're going to go over Unit 9 in here, which is more than anything else, we're going to talk about shared preferences. And we're going to do a program as a class. Remember, we do not meet a week from today. All right. And then I'm going to give you your next assignment. But part of that next assignment is, like I just said, going to be taking this app and updating it, only if I can get it to work, of course, but updating it, upgrading it so it's about you. All right. Then the following week, what I hope to do is to show you how to take, I'll grab mine if I have it. Otherwise, I'll take something that I've done earlier, like the rock, paper, scissors, or whatever. But I'm going to show you how you can add that to the App Store. All right. I did mention this to you several times. It's $25 to sign up for an Android account. And I know that could be a hardship for some of you, but I told you about this a year ago and asked you to start putting money away for it. That's going to be worth, for your final project and for that resume, that's going to be worth points on each one, just so you know. All right, so that said, what did I do yesterday? Well, I came in and I added underneath the name of the package, I added a new folder called adapter and put 4 adapters and 1 interface in there. So I want to go over those with you, not in a ton of detail, but in some detail. The other thing too is I tried to go and add some comments into the first adapter so you could see what was going on. All right. So here's the first one. You'll notice there's a bunch of import statements in here. You, of course, your imports will be different because it's got the name, my name of the project, etc. All right. But as it says here, the school adapter needs to extend recycler adapter. Remember, this is how these things are set up. Public class, the name of your adapter. Then the name of the adapter has to extend recycler view dot adapter, and then inside of brackets, the same name that you just put here, dot view holder. Once you create that and put the curly brace in and hit enter, you'll get an error message right away, just so you know. And the system will tell you, if you look at it, there's things you have to do. One thing that you have to do is you have to add the required 3 methods for this. Those are on create view holder, on bind view holder, and get item count. Again, I put some comments in here. In addition, when you come in here and you say that this school adapter, after you create that, you're going to have to make a constructor. And that constructor is basically going to set a couple variables that are in here. All right. And then again, as it says, you've got your on create view holder, and I've got comments in there about that. You've got your on bind view holder, and I got comments in there about that. And you've got your item count. The other thing that you need to create in here is you need to create a view holder class. And that's a class that you create inside of your class. So if you look, this class starts right here on line 29. This class ends right there on line 89. So it's 60 or 70 lines long. All right. When you create the view holder class, and again, I've got some comments here, you are setting up your variables, but this is where you're linking everything up. All right. And good, bad, or indifferent, and I forgot to email it to you, but I will before the end of class today. Almost every single one of those images I sent you, they won't work. All right. Why won't they work? Because I had never created images before where I stupidly put inside of the image name, put a dash. You can, C-A-N, you can use underscores, but you cannot use dashes. I did. So what I did was I've got a folder here with today's date on it, and the only thing that matters in here are the images, because they are now named correctly. So for instance, this used to have a hyphen in it, and now has an underscore, etc. In fact, this is an old copy. The new copies all have underscores in everything. All right. So that's the first thing I did, was I went in and I added this view holder. All right. Then I went in and added a view holder for the company page. It's very similar to the one that was added for the school adapter page, but this is a company adapter. Set up the same way, but these are the fields for company as opposed to school that we talked about before. All right. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. Then I went in and added the project adapter. Now that one's a little bit different of an animal. All right. It's set up the same in here, but there are 2 links on there. One link says explore and one link says share. If you click the explore link, the idea is it's supposed to go out to the GitHub address that you or I or whatever is put out there, so they can actually see that. That's the explore. The share would make it available on something if you wanted to, like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. All right. I haven't even looked at TikTok, so I don't know anything about it. But what's different in this one is, since we have those 2 links, at the very bottom, you have to add this. And it's an Onclicklistener, basically, that's set up on both those hyperlinks. The one that says share project and the one that says explore project. Once you add this material in here, once you add this, you are required to enter the, since this says this is an action listener, this is the only one up here that at the very top, someplace in here, it works with the action listener. So you have to create that. Not much. That's the whole file. I don't know why it pushed that over there, but it did. But you have all this code is what I'm telling you. All right. So that was the first thing that I did yesterday was I created the adapter folder and I added the 4 adapters and the interface. We had already done the data. We had already done the fragments. We had already had, of course, a main activity in here. Now, as far as these custom rows or customer rows that are in here, all right, I didn't find this stuff out until I ran the program. There are errors in there. Sometimes a word is misspelled, a colon might have been left off, etc. But in the new copy that I have today, everything that's in here should be correct. So the activity main, the content, the custom or the customer row company, customer row project, customer row school, and those 4 fragment files. They should all be correct. All right. In addition to that, I went in and started to create a custom toolbar. All right. Why? Because what is supposed to come up when you run this is it's supposed to show up on the top of the screen 3 icons. One icon that you can click on to text a person, one icon that you can click on to call a person, one icon that you can click on to email a person. All right. And all that stuff is in there. And that should be working okay as well. There were a couple of mistakes under the res. What I put in there for the demens had a couple of mistakes in it, I think, but they've been fixed. And the strings may have had a couple of mistakes in it, but they've been fixed. So everything that's in there, right, everything that's in there has been fixed to my knowledge. The only thing where the reason I believe I'm getting an error right now in my code is, let's see, I think it's under fragment, but I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, I'm having problems with this on Explore project and the on shared project. Again, I think I told you this, but this is based, not even loosely, it's based a lot off of a class that I took online years ago. All right. And they even had a booklet for it. The booklet wasn't complete and the class wasn't complete. The instructor left some stuff out, so I've been trying to do it on my own. All right. And I've got to find out more about this landing page thing because it's breaking here and it's breaking here. So when I run the program right now, it's literally breaking in the main activity on the onCreate line. All right. And that isn't a good thing. So what I have to do is I have to go in there and see what I have to change because I didn't change anything in the main activity. So I've got to go in there and take a look at that and see what I have to change. I'm hoping to be able to do that this weekend. And I'm hoping that after I do, that this will work. All right. If it does, what I will do is I will send you an updated link. It'll be the same link, but I'll just give you an email that says it works. All right. And then you will have that particular project. If it doesn't, then for part of your next assignment, I'll have to come up with something else. I'm going to keep working on this for the rest of the semester, and hopefully I will get it to work. All right. So I've quickly gone over with you the stuff that I wanted you to do today. I've done it. So I'm giving you lab for the rest of the period today. Please remember, you should know this already. But please remember that part 1 of your project, that is not it, but part 1 of your project is due today. All right. And that is, there it is. So let me stop and start again. That is a 1 to 2 page summary, basically, of what you plan on creating for your Android app for your final project, and a simple balsamic markup 3 wireframe for the same thing. If you have any questions on anything, feel free to ask now. And if you don't want to, feel free to email me at any time. I'll be on a lot this weekend. Anybody right now have any questions? All right, hearing nothing then, that's it. The rest of the period is lab. You know what you have to do. I will talk to you on Monday. Have a good weekend.